Here's a scary statistic. Right now, there are over 5 million apps on the App Store and Play Store. And do you know how many of them never cross the 1,000 download mark? Almost 90%. Most founders spend months, sometimes years building the perfect product. They wait for millions to roll in and they hear absolutely nothing, just crickets. See, the problem isn't your code or your design. The problem is that you're marketing your app like it's 2015, but we are approaching 2026. The game has changed completely. So if you want to survive today, you don't just need a launch, you need a system that brings users in, keeps them hooked, and makes them tell their friends. See, in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to market your app step by step. No fluff, no just post on Instagram generic advice. These are actual strategies that will scale and help you generate more revenue. And listen closely, because strategy number 6 is my absolute favorite. It is the single most underrated growth hack that most founders ignore. So make sure you stick around for that one. Okay, let's get into it. Strategy number 1 is what I call the velvet rope. This happens before your app is even live. So instead of launching to everyone, you create a wait list, but not just boring email sign up form. You create exclusivity. People want what they cannot have. Psychologically, if you tell someone you cannot have this yet, they want it even more. Look at the Robinhood app. Before they wrote a single line of production code, they put up a simple landing page. It said commission-free stock trading. Stop paying for your money. But here was the genius part. When you signed up, you saw a number. You are 5,000 number on the list. But then there was a button, invite a friend to move up the list. This simple hack got them 1 million signups before they even launched. They gamified the waiting line. So here are a few action steps for you to implement this today. Number 1 is to build a simple landing page. You can use Card or Framer. Number 3 is to use tools like viral loops or waitlist API. Number 3 is to give users a reason to share, like an early access or a premium badge. A most common mistake that people make is waiting until the app is 100% finished to start doing this. That's wrong. Start today, even if the app is just a sketch on a napkin. And here's a quick win for you. Go to Reddit communities where your problem exists. Post, I am building a tool to solve X. Who wants beta access? Don't sell anything, just have a simple ask and you'll see a conversation starting there. Strategy number 2 is ASO 2.0, App Store optimization, but in 2026, keywords aren't enough. See, ASO 2.0 is the SEO for App Store, but the algorithm has shifted from keyword stuffing to visual conversion. The reason why this works is because 65% of the downloads still come from search, but people don't read descriptions anymore. They look at the icon, they look at first 2 screenshots and the video, and if those 3 things don't sell them in 3 seconds, they're gone. Let's talk about the app Calm. They realized that people were not just reading or searching for meditation, they were searching for sleep, anxiety, and relax. They optimized their screenshots to show results, a peaceful night's sleep rather than just showing the app interface. They basically won the search game by focusing on the feeling rather than the features. Here are the action items for your app to implement today. Your icon must pop against white and black background. Your title should be brand name plus main keyword. For example, Uber, request a ride, basically using a keyword within your name. Number 3 is your screenshots. They should have large text overlays explaining the benefits. I've seen a lot of people making a mistake that the founders is that they use raw screenshots of your app interface without any text. Well, nobody knows what those buttons do. Tell them why should the users care. So here's a quick win for you. Change the first screenshot this week. Make the text huge and focus on the number 1 pain point that your app solves. And you'll watch your conversion rates bump up by 5 to 10%. Okay, the strategy number 3 is the founder-led content engine. In 2026, people don't buy from faceless brands, they buy from people. They want to see behind the scenes, the struggle, the coding late at night, the wins and the losses. See, it builds massive trust, and trust lowers your CPA, cost per acquisition. When people root for you, they download your app to support you. There's an app called Locket Widget. The founder documented the entire process on TikTok. He didn't make ads, he just made videos saying, I made this app for my girlfriend so we could send photos to each other's phone. And it felt real, it felt raw, it went viral. He got millions of downloads for $0 in ad spend. So here's what you can do to implement this today. Pick one platform, LinkedIn, TikTok, or X. Document, don't create. Just show what you're working on today. Share the failures. I just crashed the server. Well, that'll get more engagement than just saying, we are now live. See, the problem is that people try to look like a big corporation. Stop that, be a human, use use your phone camera. I don't think there's any fancy editing needed. Here's a quick win for you. Post a day in life building your app video on TikTok or Reels tomorrow. It could be just a basic video, but just get started with it. Okay, strategy number 4 is micro influencer seeding. What does that mean? Let me explain it to you. See, micro influencer seeding is getting lots of small creators to talk about your app at the same time. We aren't talking about Kim Kardashian level influencers. We're talking about creators with 5,000, 10,000, even 50,000 followers. See, these audiences are highly engaged, and because they are smaller, they are more affordable. Plus, the algorithm sees multi people talking about you at once and thinks, hey, this seems to be trending. Gymshark did this really well with their apparel, and dating apps like Bumble did this perfectly on college campuses. They found the popular kids, micro influencers on campus, and gave them free merch to use the app. Suddenly, it seems everyone was using the app. So here are the action steps for you. Search relevant influencers on TikTok or Instagram. DM 50 creators. The script: hey, I built this cool app that helps with problem. I think your audience would love it. Can I give you a free premium account if you just give me your honest feedback? Basically get the conversation going, and if they like it, you can ask them to post about it. One big mistake that people make is paying huge fees for one big influencer. See, it's a gamble. Spread your bets across 20 small ones instead. Okay, we've covered a lot already and we're just getting started with the heavy hitters. But before we go too far, I've got a very simple ask. And look, I'm not here to sell you anything right now. It would honestly help the YouTube algorithm if you drop a quick comment below. Tell me which city you're watching from, your app name or idea or any question that you have. I read through all of the comments and it really helps this video reach more founders like you. And hey, if you're genuinely getting value so far, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Okay, enough of that. Let's keep going. Strategy number 5 is viral loop mechanics. What is that? Well, let me explain. It's building the marketing engine within your app. This is where every user will bring in at least one new user. And the reason why this is critical is because paid ads are expensive. But on the other hand, viral growth is exponential and it's free. And as always, Dropbox is the classic example of this. They said get 500 MB of free storage for every friend you invite. It spiraled their viral growth. Take another example, TikTok. When you share a TikTok video, it has watermark and bouncing logo at the end. Every time a user shares the content, they're running an ad for TikTok organically. So what are the action steps for you? Number 1 is to incentivize the share. Give them more storage, more credits, or any special access. Number 2 is to make sharing frictionless. One tap share to WhatsApp or social. Instagram has done this really well now with Reels. Number 3 is to ensure the person is receiving the invite gets immediate value. And you know what is a common mistake that people make here? The apps were asking the users to invite friends before they have even used the app. Wait until that eureka moment and then you ask the users to invite their friends. Okay, strategy number 6, and this is my absolute favorite strategy. I call it the retention as marketing. See, most people think marketing is about getting new users, but in 2026, keeping a users is the best marketing because high retention signals the App Store algorithms to rank you higher. Remember, churn kills apps, retention builds empires. Think about Spotify Wrapped. Once a year, Spotify dominates social media. Why? Because they took user data, retention, and packaged it into a shareable story. They made the product experience so personal that users want to brag about it. They turned usage data into a marketing campaign. So what's the takeaway for you? Gamify the experience. Streaks, badges, levels, think Duolingo. Number 2 is to push notification, but use it smartly, don't spam. Number 3 is to create shareable milestones. For example, you just completed your 10th workout. At this point, prompt the user to share it on a story. Quickest win for you is to implement a streak counter in your app. It sounds silly, but people hate breaking streaks. And speaking of retention and scaling, this is something we see constantly with clients we work with. I run an app marketing and automation agency called AppStack, and we've helped over 300 plus apps grow, generating millions of downloads across different verticals. And the one thing that separates the winners from losers, it's data. It's understanding where the leaks are in your bucket. At AppStack, we don't just run ads, we look at your entire funnel from the first click to 30-day retention mark. Because you can pour water into a bucket, but if your hole's in the bottom, you'll never fill it up. You don't need a massive budget to start, but you do need that mindset. So fix the bucket before you turn on the hose. All right, strategy number 7 is community first growth. What does that mean? Well, moving your users off the app and into a space where they can talk to each other. Because app is a utility, a community is an identity. If you build a community, your users will answer support tickets for you. They will give you feature ideas. They'll become your army. Notion isn't just a note-taking app, it's a cult. They have Notion ambassadors. They have Reddit threads, Discord servers, users, and Facebook groups entirely run by users. Marketing becomes self-sustaining. So what are the action steps for you? Number one is to start a Discord or a Slack group for your beta users. Number two is to be active in those groups every single day. And three is to give your power users a status. For example, make them moderators. And don't make the common mistake that most people make, is that creating a community and then letting it become a ghost town. You have to spark the fire daily until it burns on its own. And finally, strategy number 8, paid ads, but done the right way with UGC, user generated content. Gen Z and alpha user bases have banner blindness. If it looks like a polished ad, they scroll. If it looks like a girl in her bedroom talking about a problem, they watch. So what works is running ads on TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts that look like organic videos. Look at almost any top grossing game or utility app right now. The ads are usually a person holding a phone, pointing at the screen saying, "I can't believe I didn't know about this sooner." It feels native to the platform. So what can you do about it? Well, don't hire a fancy production studio to start with. Send your app to 5 creators, pay them to make a reaction video or a video while they're using the app, and then run those videos as ads and test it. The number one mistake that most founders make is overproducing. High production value often equals low conversion on TikTok. Keep it raw. So here's a quick win for you, is to record yourself while using the app, talk about the app with a voiceover, the problems and the solution, and run the test ad for, let's say, just $20. So there you have it. Here's a quick recap. Number 1 is the Velvet Rope waitlist. Number 2 is the ASO 2.0. 3 is founder content. 4 is micro influencers. 5 is viral loops. 6 is retention marketing. 7 is community. And 8 is UGC ads. See, marketing an app in 2026 isn't about one magic button. It's about stacking these strategies on top of each other. It is going to be hard work. There will be days when you want to quit, but if you build a great product and use these systems, you will find your users. And look, if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds great, but I just want to focus on building an amazing app, I don't want to deal with all the marketing headache. Well, that's exactly what we do. My team at AppsTech specializes in taking great apps and blowing them up. If you want us to take a look at your current strategy or do a free audit of where you're losing your users today, check the link in the descriptions. You can book a strategy call or just DM us. Go build something amazing today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.